Good morning, good morning, good morning. Woo, Lord have mercies. I don't know. It's a beautiful day here in North Carolina. I don't know what the weather's like where y'all are at, but I'm on the porch today. The windows have been open since yesterday, all day, all night. I'm got breezes blowing. It's like the best fall summer you can have right now. Okay, so I'm sorry if y'all in someplace cold. So Tax Whisperer, I see you got a hoodie on. So it must be cold where you at.
It is 35 degrees
Oh
here.
wow.
Jesus. I'm
Yes,
cold.
but it don't really feel like that though, because yes, 35 is cold. It's a little brisk, but yeah, we can't sit on the porch in our swings. My swing is put up for the
Well,
winter. Uh,
that is it. That is it.
but I
Look,
am Veronica with our Tax Plus in the cold state of Michigan, but we are virtual and we do bookkeeping. We do um business business tax preparations. We do personal tax preparation, and we also
mhm.
help you get started with your businesses. The
Woo.
thoughts that you have, what you want to create. Maybe it's a business, maybe it's not. Get with us and we go help you.
That's it. That's it. So, Miss Claudia, go ahead and give us some tea this morning. What you got going on?
Good morning, everybody. Happy Wednesday, hump day.
Wednesday.
Look, I
Hump
can't even
Yep.
keep up
day.
with
Wednesday.
the days anymore. Oh my gosh. All I know, I'm operating on an alarm system. When my alarms ring, I wake up.
That part. I get
Look,
up. I feel you on that one. Don't
look,
ask me the
even Miss
date or the day.
Look, even Miss Didi was like, we seen you left the meeting last night. Look, I thought I was doing like the church escape, leaving all quietly.
Did you
But good
finger it?
morning. Yep. Good
Look,
morning, everybody. My name is Claudia. I am the owner of JDE Financial Group. We are a tax preparation business. We assist with both personal and small business taxes. So I'm going to kick it off to Lakeisha.
woo, woo.
Hi everyone. My name is Lakeisha. I'm the owner and founder of Vilac Tax Services, and we specialize in taxes, bookkeeping, and business consultations. And it is about the 37 degrees here.
Oof.
Yes, it's cold. It's cold. It's cold. But
I'm
yeah, we're going to
sorry.
talk about business, getting your business organized, and all things business today.
All
Happy
right.
Wednesday. Happy Wednesday.
That's it. That's it. Go ahead, Monte. Tell them who you are.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Monte Buenta. I am the CEO and founder of the Business Architects. We are a funding company where we help entrepreneurs such as yourself, small business owners, gain access to capital in an abundance of different ways. I'm also a tax professional and have been for, don't let me tell my age, but yeah.
That part.
And I'm blind, y'all. I can't see. My screen is way different from y'all. So if I miss anybody, I want to go ahead and pass it to you.
That's all right. That's all right. Look, I'm on the porch. I can't see nothing. Half the street, the sun is right in my
Look,
eyes. I'm sitting over here
she
like
got to keep
this.
saying she on her porch. She got to keep
I'm on
throwing
the
that in our face,
porch.
Veronica.
I'm on.
Exactly. Right, and I
Look,
can see the sun shining right down
Look at
into
her.
her face.
look. I'm on the porch. We in the sun. I don't know what y'all doing, but this is why I left Connecticut. Cause no offense, the cold just wasn't. I like cool. I don't like
Yeah,
cold. I don't like heat
yeah.
either. So I like, give me 70 degrees all year round. Let me find out where that is, and that's where I'm living at. But that's one of the things about being an entrepreneur. I can work from wherever. If I want
Mm-hmm.
to, like, I'm going to be traveling next week. I'm still going to be doing work. I'm still going to be doing lives. It's going to be a different location. I don't need to take a lot of stuff with me. just one laptop, my headphones, and we're gonna be working from wherever I'm at. So this is one of the things that we love about entrepreneurship. It gives us so much freedom, right? Time is
Mhm.
freedom, money is freedom, and
Yeah.
that's what we kind of want to help you guys get to, right? We want to make sure that you can enjoy your business the way we enjoy our business. And so one of the things that we are kind of bringing it back to is we're simplifying the process of operating a business and being compliant. So we're going to talk today about operating agreements, partnership agreements, organization agreements, the things that you should be putting in place before you decide to open up a business, right? What is going to be the rules that you're going to follow when it comes to your business? And I know for sole proprietors, you may not have something formal, but it doesn't mean that you can't sit down and write something so you have some kind of direction.
Mhm.
Same thing with single member LLCs. Your operating agreement is really your, I don't know, promise to the state of how you're going to operate your business, what it is that you're going to do, and that you're going to be in compliance with all the things, right? And so a lot of us have set up businesses without an operating agreement because maybe the state doesn't require one. And so we just go pay for the LLC and we in business, right? We got an EIN, we got an LLC. I'm a business. And yeah, you are. But are you a business that's actually operating a business, or are you a business that's just really just playing? You know how we used to play doctor as kids and play nurse and fireman and cop and
Mhm.
all that stuff. And to me, that's what some of y'all doing. You playing a business owner. So let's take the play out of it and let's get serious about some of the things that we need to do better about. And so, with starting a business or maybe even creating a business plan, what are some things that you guys think that a business owner should put in place when they get started? Like, what is one of the things that they should talk about, even to themselves? They should write down and have a plan for it when they start their business. Go ahead, Miss Claudia.
Um,
Since you left the training early last night, I'm gonna let you go first.
Didi, you so messy. But first, they should have a founders agreement, especially if you're going in with a partner, who own what percentage of the business, what is their role and responsibility, and how much the person will contribute. How much are you
Amen.
putting into the business, whether it's money, time, skills. That's
Mhm.
something that you should have in black and white. And what happened if one of the person is not putting all of their effort into the business, like the
Mhm.
money, the skills, they're not putting in their part. How are you guys going to proceed with it? Are you guys going to dissolve the business? So those type of things you should have in black and white, especially if it's a partnership, so you can have a clear agreement, especially
Mhm.
when it comes to the time. We never prepare for the bad times. We're still stuck in the good times. So what happened
Mhm.
if contracts start falling apart? Who's going to pay for this? What should we do if the partner of the business is no longer operating in good faith? Are you guys going to dissolve the business? What percentage of the business does the person take? So if you have that in black and
Ooh,
white way before the profits start rolling in, guess what? There's no I'm losing the word. There's nothing for you guys to fight over because guess what?
right.
It's already in black and white. You take it to court, whatever's in black and white, that's what the court is going to go with.
Amen. You know what? And I'm so glad you said that because I did something um business wise that probably a lot of people don't agree with. And I don't know why what you just said kind of made me think about it is because I was working with a business owner and they weren't doing what they said they were going to do. Maybe in their operating agreement they had set up certain parameters, but when I contracted with them, there were certain rules that they said they were going to follow. And unfortunately, what started happening is the communication started breaking down, and I wasn't getting
Mhm.
the services that I had contracted or paid for. And so, one of the things that I realized this morning when I was waking up, it's probably kind of why I'm outside in the sunshine. I'm in a good mood today. Actually, I woke up pretty sad, but I'm in a better mood now. One of the things that I realize is that we go and work with businesses all the time that don't do stuff right, right? And then
Mhm.
we go back to the business again and again, and we don't have a problem with it. Like, I'll use an example, and I posted this on my page this morning. McDonald's. McDonald's screws up your order every single time you go through the drive-through. Don't lie, you know they
Mhm.
do. They don't
Yep.
forgot the ketchup. You ain't got no utensils. You got the wrong meal. They don't put onions on your thing. You didn't want onions. You asked for hot fries. You got cold fries. It don't matter. I don't care what it is. You've been through that drive-through enough times. You know McDonald's will mess the F up, right? But you still
Mhm.
keep going back to McDonald's. Okay. So I realized this morning that as Black business owners, we don't give each other that same courtesy,
Mhm.
right? We say, "Oh, you messed up one time, three times. That's it. You're out. I'm going back to old, them other people and have them work me. I'm not working with Black business owners anymore because y'all messy and y'all messed up." And I'm sitting here going, "Wow, we give these big corporations a pass. They mess up 10 times a day. And you keep going back. You go sit right in that same drive through every single time. You know the order's gonna be jacked up. That's why you sit there and ask them, did you give me ketchup? Did you put straw in the bag? Is this vanilla? Is this, did you take the onions off? I don't want no pickles. You sit there and you know it's gonna be messed up. And you hop right back in line the next week and say, "Oh, let me get a coffee and a hash brown, and give me an oatmeal or whatever it is that you're gonna get." You will allow certain businesses grace, but you won't allow Black businesses
Mhm.
grace. And I think that's one of the things that I also want us to communicate about is why do we not, when we know businesses are new and starting out, why do we not work with them to try to help them fix the problems they have instead of just walking away from the situation? And I think that's I don't know why I'm such off on such a tangent today, but it's just kind of one of those things that really just it's been sticking with me, right? So as a business owner, compliance, structure, formation, all the things we talk about, but also as consumers, what are some of the things that we can do to kind of help business owners know that, they're moving in the wrong direction? I was gonna say Veronica, but Lakeisha, what are some things that you think business owners we can do as consumers to help business owners stay compliant or meet their goals and targets?
I think just especially if you know the business where you are doing that you are doing business with, be honest with them. If they give you terrible service, let them know. Go to them, talk to them, and maybe even give them points on how they can improve versus just saying you're not going to do business with them anymore. Just give them honest feedback. Though you don't have to go in all high and mighty and yelling and screaming, but sit, just have a casual conversation with the business owners and give them constructive constructive feedback.
Hmm.
Let them know what they could have improved on, because sometimes business owners, they're so busy, they might have a lot of things going on, and so just that constructive feedback can make a world of difference for them and how they do things and how they interact with their customers.
I
Now,
agree. Go ahead, Claudia, because I was going to say, go ahead, Claudia, because I can say my thought. Because
I'm going to piggyback off what Lakeisha said. As a business owner, you can't be set in your ways
Mhm.
because Black business owner, more specifically, if you tell them there's a issue with your order or something is wrong with their business, they start barking back at you instead
Mhm.
of
Mhm.
taking instead of taking the constructive criticism. Like, look,
Yeah.
this could help your business in the long run. So that's one of the things when you go to McDonald's and you tell them your order is wrong, they're going to fix your order. They're not going to
Mhm.
argue with you, unless you meet someone
hmm
that's going to have a bad day. But if you call a Black business owner, you tell them, hey, you got my order wrong. It's like, okay, I got your order wrong. Like, and hang
Mhm.
up. So, of course, you have to be coachable as a business owner. You can't be set
Yeah.
in your way. So, that's one of the things that's preventing us from not going back because guess what? That put a bad taste in our mouth because if there's something wrong, you could easily fix it. But if I have to spend so much energy giving you an attitude, you're giving me an attitude, that makes me not want to come back. So that's one
Mhm.
of the main reason why people don't give them another chance.
Yeah.
Okay, so you think that Black business owners, we're not receptive to the feedback, so that's why we can't learn and grow. Because when someone
Mhm.
tells us we're doing something wrong in our business, instead of taking it as a learning opportunity and maybe repairing the
Mhm.
problems, we come back with the response that's like, "Oh, bitch, I don't need your coins. You can go someplace else. Da, 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 da. You know, we
Yep.
good for popping off, right? Or crashing out as the new kids on the block say. But you know, why is that? What is it? Because we just don't have the historical you know, or generational knowledge about business or how to operate a business? Do we don't know about customer
Yeah.
service? Do we not, you know, what is it that we need to improve upon as business owners? And I'm sorry, y'all, I know we don't started one topic and ended someplace else, but to me, like I said, look, let the church say amen. The spirit has moved me and I'm just going where God has guided me. Let me stop. But okay, but that's kind of what, you know, I've been watching myself, I've been watching other business owners, and I know when I have problems in my business, I have to pause and regroup and figure out what I
Hmm.
want to do, because a lot of great ideas pop in my head all the time, but that doesn't mean I should run off and start executing
Yeah.
them right away, right? Because it might be a good idea, but it's not going to be a great idea if I don't put it or implement it correctly. So, like, why? What is something that Black business owners can do to help improve their customer service for business? You know, anybody got any suggestions? Do they need to take a class? Chick-fil-A. I call it the Chick-fil-A class, and the reason why I say that is because I'm gonna keep it real. 90% of the reason why I go to Chick-fil-A ain't always because of the food, it's because of the customer service. I
Hmm.
can count on one hand how many times in all the years that I've lived in North Carolina, because we didn't have Chick-fil-A in Connecticut when I was there. They have it now. But in all the years that I've been in North Carolina and going to Chick-fil-A, I probably can count on one hand how many times I've gotten an order wrong from that, right? So they have done something in this industry that is very unique. They have created trust, right, with their customers to know that their food is, you know, it's all right, it's good. It's not great food, it's good
Hmm.
food, you know.
But the
But
customer
I'm
service is good.
right. So you go back and you will wait in them
Yeah.
lines wrapped around the building for
Hmm.
that customer service. But you
Yeah.
will not wait in line around the building for McDonald's. You see a line too long
Mhm.
at McDonald's, your ass is going, I'm going to Wendy's.
It's the
Okay.
standards. The standards as well. Yep. It's the
Yeah.
standards.
So do you think we need to help business owners create standards in their business?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Okay,
Absolutely.
Monte, what kind of standards do you talk about with people when you're trying to get them funding in their business? Because I know if you're gonna get some money, you better have some standards. You better have something on paper. You better be executing. What are some of the things that business owners should have in place if they're doing funding? If they're looking around, knocking on doors, asking for money, and here you come going, really? You want money? You know, what are some of the things that you find are hard for business owners to understand? Oh, he's talking, but we can't hear you. Oh, he muted. Is your mic off? Your mic is off. Look, Monte talking to himself. Poor baby.
Look.
Look, and he had some good tea too. I know he did. He always do. But look, we gonna have to come back to Monte.
Right.
Right, because
So
he kept looking like he had something to say.
he had something to say. I was like, I know that's gonna be tea. Look, I'm just gonna have to make them record that and upload that shit. Okay. So Veronica, what are some of the things you think business owners need to do better with as far as their customer service? Like, what do we need to tell them? Like,
Like what Claudia had pointed out, what's really been said is that they, they don't accept constructive criticism. We
Mhm.
always think that we're being attacked when someone
mm,
is telling you, you know, just a simple, well, my order is messed up, you know, or however it is. And I give feedback, whether it's good or bad, to wherever I'm at,
Yeah.
reviews and things like that, because a lot of times the managers or whomever don't know. And if you don't say anything, then they won't know. And
mhm,
we have to do we both ways, whether it's good or whether it's bad. And not
there you
just
go.
always negative, give back good criticism as well. And that's just to everybody, because there's pop-up shops everywhere now, pop-up
That
food
part.
trucks, pop-up everything. And everybody wants to have a business, and they don't know the back end of it. That that nighttime stuff and all that everything. And so
Hmm.
just accepting of the constructive criticism, good and bad.
Amen. Amen. And you know what? That goes back to what we've been talking about is if you sat down, we're not saying it's got to be a 90-page business plan, even though I have a
Mhm.
92-page business plan template on my website. Come see me later. I'll talk about it. It doesn't have to be a 90-page business plan, but sit down and create a standard for your business, right? Talk about what you will and will not accept. Talk about what you
Yeah.
are trying to accomplish. And then when you get feedback, go back and look at your standards. Are you meeting the standards that you set? Maybe if you listen a little bit more, and that's why what people say, we got two ears and one mouth because we should listen more than we
Mhm.
talk. Is maybe if you got some of that feedback, your business would scale, right? You could do some of the things.
Mhm.
People are trying to tell you that your business is shitty right now, or some things
Right.
about your business is shitty
Right.
right now, and you're not hearing it. All you're hearing is shitty, shitty,
Yeah.
shitty. You want to be defensive instead of understanding it's not
Yeah.
personal, it's business.
Right. Right.
And
Right.
for me, that's what I really woke up with. I really woke up with it's not personal, it's business. People are like, well, why
Mhm.
would you go back and do business with somebody who didn't listen to you, didn't communicate, didn't deliver what they said they were going to do on time? Why would you still recommend them? Why would you still do business with them? Because it wasn't personal, it was business. I
Mhm.
recommend businesses all the time. I will absolutely recommend the person, but I may say, you know what? This person sometimes is
Give a
going to be a little
disclaimer.
yes, give a disclaimer and say, you know what,
Yeah.
this is tea, but this part may not be. So if you're a person that doesn't mind getting the result that you want, but you may have to do some potty shit on the end in order to get it, then let's work. It doesn't mean it shouldn't have to be an all yes or an all no. I know as a business owner myself, every time I attempt to scale my business and bring new things, that comes with growing pains, right? Because when you scale, that means you have to add more systems, you got to add more people, you got to get them on board, you got to get them trained, you got to get them ready to handle the influx that you're about to have. And a lot of times we don't prepare for success, we prepare for failure. And so if we haven't
Mhm.
done things that are going to make sure that our business is successful when it comes, we just sitting there like stuck. Like, I got 25 new clients today. Oh hell, what am I supposed to do? Where do I start? So that was, like I said, I just woke up and a lot of stuff was on my mind. And that was one of the things that
Mhm.
that kind of came to my thoughts is we don't prepare for success. And to me,
Mhm.
that's the one thing that I want to try and train and teach with people. Prepare for success, because if you do the things that you're supposed to do, that you created in your standard, you're going to be successful.
And I
Okay.
think, Dee Dee, I think it also goes back to, a lot of us don't have, a lot of us are first time entrepreneurs, right? A lot of
Yep.
us was not taught or trained how to run a business. And
Mhm.
so once we get the thought in our mind, okay, we're gonna start a business, right? And so
Hmm.
there's no formal teaching. There's no teaching. And so a lot of times it's trial and error. So
That's it.
a lot of people don't know, oh, maybe I should have a business plan. Most people are intimidated just looking
At
at
the business.
or the thought about creating a business plan, right? A lot of
Amen.
us are very good at what we do in the business, but the back end and the preparation to start the business, most people don't know. And
That's it.
when we talk about business standards, most people are like, what's a business standard?
Right.
How do you want to greet each customer? That's a standard.
Mm.
How do you want to
Okay.
greet each customer? Do you
All
want
right.
your employees to have uniforms? Do you want a unified look? All of that is business standards, but most entrepreneurs don't think about it because they don't know.
Yeah.
They just
Right.
want to start a business because they need money or they have an idea, which is nothing wrong with that. But you have to do your due diligence. But when you don't know, you don't know. So try to follow somebody on YouTube or somebody that that's in the same business, and just try to take good pointers of what they're giving you. Like we're doing these lives. People, if you are listening or come across our pages, you need to watch these if you're thinking about starting a business, or even if you have a business, because you can learn something from somebody about.
Mm-hmm. Amen. Go ahead,
I
Monte.
think,
I think your mic is working.
yeah, I had to log off and log back on, but I think no. So there's definitely classes that you can take when it comes to business, but you have to actually
Mhm.
be in it. And
Yeah.
we all are actually in business every day of our lives, whether you own one or not. So the job that you have when you first did your interview and you did your training, they gave you SOPs. They gave you their standards of what you should expect when you're working for this company,
Mhm.
what you should wear, what you should
Yeah.
say. They give you a script if you're talking on the phone. They teach you their systems. They teach you all the back end systems. So when you're at these jobs and you're learning all these different positions and you're speaking with a manager, you should be taken to how they talk to you, how they dress, how they present themselves. Do we have meetings? Do we have team huddles? How long is the team
Mhm.
huddle? What do we talk about in the team huddle? Is it always about business, or are they checking on our staff personally and things like that? So when you're going about your everyday life and your I like to say your W-2 job, then you should be
Mhm.
taking a look at every single last one of these things. And then when it's time for you to start a business, then you can implement those things into your business as well. We use Chick-fil-A as a standard for customer support. Um, and even when I've done interviews before and they say, well, name me one time, or I always go back to Chick-fil-A. And, you're right. They don't have the best food, but they have some of the best customer service that you've ever experienced. And that's because of
Mm-hmm.
all the lackluster experiences we've had with all the other fast food restaurants as well. So they sit on top. So you can take and adopt a lot of things that you see in your everyday life and in your W-2 job, and then implement it into your business as well. Things that you don't like, or certain standard in the job that you work for. So you can still take that standard and then build upon that and make it better for your business. So we are definitely being taught. We're just not being traditionally taught in school. And to be honest with you, school, you go to college, you going to school for business. If they so smart, then why they not in business? If you're talking to these professors, why they're not sitting there running $1 million? Do they really love to give back that much? So that's really
Look. Oh my
so
God.
we it's business is all about experience, and
Mhm.
the best teacher is experience. So get with people such as people that are in these lives. Get all the information you can. Take what you can. Regurgitate what you can, and just throw away what you don't want.
Mhm.
Someone mentioned YouTube. YouTube is one of the best things that you can do. You can sit there. Sometimes I let my YouTubes play all up until I'm asleep because I'm
Yep.
retaining that information. And
Mhm.
now when I wake up, and I'm in prayer, and I'm studying my businesses, what I should be doing now, I'm gonna take some of those things, and you have to write it down as well. Like we can't just all be just memorizing everything, especially as
Right.
a business owner. You're gonna forget a lot of things. So you
Mhm.
want to make sure that
Yep.
you're putting things down. I have a big whiteboard that I use sometimes, and I'm putting my ideas on there, and I'm putting my monthly goals, my yearly goals, and things like that, just as a remembrance, just like a
Mhm.
business plan. You got those things. You can always go back to your business plan. This is something that you made. This is something that you plan. But it can always go back. You can always pivot off that based on what the market is doing and everything like that. So we're definitely being taught. We just have to take all
Mhm.
these different ways in which we're being taught and then bring them into our business to make it better.
Oh wow. I mean, this is why we need more men on this panel, cuz like the tea
Mhm.
Monte is bringing, it's all different perspectives. And this is one of the reasons why I always say to people, corporate training is some of the best training you can get out there. How do you think those businesses
Mm-hmm.
became large enough to have as many employees as they have and function the way they do? Because they went through the growing pains of what didn't work. They learned, they listened, and they implemented things that are going to make them successful. They digested what worked, and they got rid of what didn't work. And we don't do that as Black business owners. We don't sit there and, like Monte just mentioned, I'm very digital. I'm very virtual. You will hear me say I'm not a paper person. There's not a lot of paper around me, but I have always documented every day and everything I do in business, and I put it in a planner. And that planner is something I go back to. I put them on the shelf, and then when I'm struggling, those are things that I can go back and read through a couple pages, and boom, I'm like, that was an idea. Oh my God, I forgot about that. That's right, I did that, and this is da 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 da, and I did that, and this is what worked. And I also document my failures. Oh, I went out here and I tried to recruit so and so and so, and this didn't work, and all I got was this. I'm not gonna do this anymore. So a lot of things that are working for us, we don't document, and the things that don't work for us, we don't recall or remember. We're in business. Don't tell me it's my business. I'm running it. I set this up. This
Mhm.
is me. I made 6 figures last year. I made 250,000. Well, you
Yeah.
can make money in business and still be an idiot. Okay, look, we got a person who ran for president and he was a freaking idiot. So you can't tell me that you can't operate and two things can be true. You can be
Right.
president
At the
and an
same
idiot.
time.
Okay,
Hmm.
you can be successful and still be an idiot. So we have to realize that the standards that we see around us, if we want those for our business, it's up to us as business owners to implement them. And so there was one thing that I said to myself as an entrepreneur that I would never do as a business owner. And I said, I'm not working weekends, period.
Hmm.
And that's hard. I lost clients because of that. I lost several bookkeeping clients. I've lost seven business formation clients because I was not available on the weekend when they were available. You know what I said to them? Just like you scheduled that meeting to go whatever, to do whatever, if you can't find time in your business to meet with me during the Monday through Friday span, then I'm not going to be the person for you. And I'm saying that on live to everybody out there. I'm sorry. When
Hmm.
you leave your Monday through Friday job, some of y'all take it home with you, and that's your business, okay? And that's none of my business. But what I will say to you is when you clock out on Friday, most W-2 people clock out on Friday, they don't worry about what's going to happen until Monday when it's time to get back to work.
Hmm.
Yep.
So why is it when I make the same requirement or standard in my business that I'm not operating on Saturday and Sunday, all of a sudden it's a problem? Because that's the only time you're available. Well, no, that means you need to do a little bit time management. You need to figure out what in your week that you can get rid of so you can meet with me. Because I'm sorry, Buki, I got 2 days out this week. It's Saturday and it's Sunday.
Hmm.
Okay. And I'm gonna look at you real strange if you call me about some business shit on a weekend. One, you're not gonna get me, so that's the first thing. But when I listen to it, I'm gonna be like, oh, okay, no problem. I'll call you back on Monday. Well, you saw the message, yeah, I did, but I'm not working right now. Okay, if I choose to work on the weekend, that's my prerogative. But please
Hmm.
don't take it personal when I say
Right.
no. That's a standard that I've created in my business, and I have several other. And I think that that's as the business owners, we should understand we should have those same standards. We should create something in our business that works for us, that we can execute and be consistent with. Just because somebody gets upset about your standard doesn't mean that you should change it. Some
Hmm.
standards you should be able to stick with, and that's one of mine. That's one I'm 10 toes down on. I'm going to lose business, I'm going to lose clients. People are going to say, well, you're
Hmm.
never available. Monday through Friday is my busiest time. I lose money. You know what? I lose money if I work on the weekend. How about that? Okay. Because now I'm getting paid less. I'm working more hours. So I lose money when I
Hmm.
work more days than I'm compensated for. So yes, we're both losing money. So your loss is your loss. My loss is my loss. Go find somebody else who wants to work. Maybe they take 2 days off during the week. I don't know. It's just not for me. I work retail, I work call center, I did property management, I've done real estate, I've done everything. And all those jobs required me to work damn near 6, 7 days a week.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I refuse in my entrepreneurship at this point in my life to work Saturday and Sunday. So Friday, whenever my last meeting is scheduled, I walk out that door, I close that door, and that bitch don't even swing open until Monday at whatever time I log in. Okay. Period. But look, enough about me and all this sunshine. Um,
There she go, Claudia, being messy.
so Claudia, what's the standard you got in your business?
Well, definitely the way that I want to operate my business, how do I go about customer service? How I want people to be
Mhm.
treated? How I want my brand to be represented? For you as a business owner, when you're branding, picking your logo colors, picking your font, exactly what we was talking about, write 5 things of exactly how you want your brand to be represented. Because during this live, we kept bringing up Chick-fil-A, Chick-fil-A, Chick-fil-A. When you go Chick-fil-A, it was my pleasure, my pleasure, my pleasure you to death. that's one of the things that we remember in them not
Mhm.
operating on Sundays. So when I
Mhm.
want people to think about my brand, I wanted them to think it's a family brand. Like when I was coming up with my
Yeah.
name, JDE is my kid's initial, right? And then the horse on my label is actually a Chinese New Year of my husband birth year. So certain
Mhm.
things like that. What is the meaning
Mhm.
of your brand? What does it represent? When people look at your brand, what is the first thing that you want them, what is the first thing that you want them to come to mind? Like what does it represent? So when you're coming up with the business name, the business logo, the colors, write 5 things that you want your business to represent. Whether hey, she's funny, she's nice, oh, this is a family oriented brand. What do you want your business brand to mean?
That's it. That's it. So, I think that business owners are going to get so much from this. I hope they
Mhm.
do. Before we close out for today, I really want people to just take a minute and kind of share. If no one hears anything else from this live today, what is the one thing you would want them to walk away with, Monte?
Ooh, define your business structure and the purpose of your business. So,
Mm.
in my field, which I'm going to talk about a little bit about Airbnb as well. So Airbnb, when you check out, you get a survey for you to do for how everything was done. And now that I'm actually co-hosting, a lot of people in our community, instead of taking that feedback, they are taking the feedback or just say, this place like such and such, such and such. Instead of taking that feedback and implementing it, and for the next guest and responding to that guest, hey, I'm sorry, or whatever the case may be, they will just go into attack mode. So,
Hmm.
is the Airbnb allows you to leave reviews, a personal review and a public review. So something I'm working on with some of my clients is stop taking that review as an attack on
Mhm.
you and take it so that you can implement it for the next guest. So that way you don't continue this, because you could, what Airbnb will do, if you continue to have bad reviews, they can kick you off their platform. Now you're not making no money. So I
Mhm.
Right.
always let people, so make sure that you are sticking to the purpose of your business. So if you were to dare to start an Airbnb so that you can have these families, because we're in Columbus, Georgia, which is right next to Fort Benning. So most of our people are going to be for families that are coming and traveling and wanted to see their family. So if you started the Airbnb for that purpose, so families can enjoy your home, so then they can enjoy their loved ones graduate in the military, then you need to stick with that purpose and don't be so aggressive and combative when someone gives you constructive criticism. Take that criticism
Okay.
and then turn it into a positive for your next guest. Because you
Mhm.
don't, because one thing will happen is you will lose money, and you don't want to lose money. So always make sure you define your purpose and stick to your purpose, should be a part of your business plan.
Okay. All right. So, Lakeisha, if they get nothing else from this live today, what is one thing that you want business owners to walk away with?
I want business owners to walk
Oh,
away
did
with.
we lose? You're
Can you hear me?
muted, Lakeisha, if you're
Am I?
talking.
I can hear you.
I can't hear her. So what
Can you
happened?
hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay. You can hear me?
I can hear you. Ms. Didi, can you hear?
Mm-mm.
No?
I can't hear anything.
What?
I
Oh,
can hear
okay.
you, Claudia, but that's it. I can't hear Lakeisha.
That's weird.
Okay. Okay, so I'll just go
That
ahead
is
and talk
weird
just in
because
case
for me
somebody else
not to be able to hear
can
her
hear me. I want business owners
and
to
you
take
can hear her,
away.
we're at the same
I want business owners to take away to do your due diligence, do your research before you start your business, and look
it's
up
almost like I'm on
your state
stage.
laws on the type of business that you want to start, so that you can learn a little bit more about the industry that you want to start your business in. That's what I want.
All right. Ms. Didi, can you hear me? You can hear me.
Yep, I can hear you. I can hear you. Go ahead, Miss Claudia. What's the one thing you want people to walk away with if they get nothing else from this live today?
What I want people to walk away with is, be coachable. What they say,
Mhm.
the customer is always right. I understand sometimes they're not right, but most of the time they are. If you don't want to, take in what they're saying. At least write it down, go back to it, and see if this is a repeated pattern that you're having within your business. Then you have no choice but to correct it. That's where that black and white come from again. You have to start writing things down. If certain things are happening, people are complaining about the same thing over and over and over, then it's not the customer, it's you as the business owner. I understand certain things. There's one-off situation where you might have, an issue or a mistake. It's a one-off situation. But if this is like a repeated pattern, people are complaining about the same thing, and you have multiple people complaining about the same thing, then that is something that you need to fix on your end. So as a business owner, we keep telling you guys, stop being too comfortable. You can't be comfortable as a business owner because things are changing all the time. With us being in the tax service business, laws are changing every single year.
Yep.
Numbers are changing every single year. Guess what? We cannot stick to one number in our mind. So we're constantly have to change. So therefore, you as a service business owner, you have to change constantly. You
Yeah.
cannot
Amen.
be the same the person that you were yesterday and today. So definitely, and that's the way that your business grow, because we have certain like companies like mom and pops. They're not adjusting to the new normal in today's time. So guess what? Their business are shutting down. They're sticking to the same thing. They're not making any money because you have other businesses that are moving with the time. So you as a business owner, stop being too comfortable. If you want to be in business long term, that's what I want you guys to take away from this live. Stop being comfortable.
Well, you know what? I'm gonna let that be the last word because she said it all. And so, if you have an opportunity, if you're watching this live, go ahead and do hashtag live. If you're watching this on a replay, do hashtag replay. Let us know what business you're in so that we can, create content that'll help you elevate that business. Remember that we got 15 more, is it 14? We got 14 more days of this. Okay, so you got about 2 more weeks, okay, of us bringing you content that's going to help you and elevate your business. Now, what you do with those 30 lives that we did, as far as educating you about business on the back end, if you're waiting to the last minute to book an appointment, some of us calendars are filling up fast. I would not wait too long. If you're looking for a bookkeeper or a tax professional, look at the people that you're following on this live. Those are the people that I would reach out to and say, hey, I need services, I need help, I
Yeah.
need, some of the stuff you're talking about, that's me. It's a no judgment zone. I'm a judge. Okay, I'm just gonna keep it real. I'm a judge, but I'm still gonna help you. Okay, because it's just who I am. Okay, that's just who I am as a person. But I'm gonna kill it with kindness, right? I'm gonna hug on you. I'm gonna love on you, but I'm still gonna give you that whooping. Okay, because you needed it, right? You're not operating like you're supposed to be. So I'm gonna help you get the structure set up, the compliance set up, the formation set up, the taxes set up, the bookkeeping set up. We're all gonna help you with that, right? So on behalf of Monte and all the people that joined us on the live stream, Lakeisha, Claudia, myself, Tina, Rachel, Jackie, Sybil, all the people in the chat who joined us today, thank you so much for taking time out of your very busy day. For it's none of your business. And we will see you tomorrow at 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. I'll probably be on the porch again too, because it's nice out here. So I will see you later. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye. Bye.
Bye.